I think it's undeniable that the PlayStation 5's DualSense controller is probably the biggest selling point to get the console right now. Packed with a bunch of unique features, it really offers players a unique experience to help it stand out from other consoles and even PC. One of the most popular features on this controller is the adaptive triggers. The adaptive triggers are used to create an immersive experience by using tension and vibration to do things like recreate the feeling of driving or emulating the tension of a bowstring. It's honestly a surprisingly cool feature that really needs to be tried out firsthand. That being said, however, it seems that some PlayStation 5 owners are saying that the adaptive triggers on their controllers are actually malfunctioning or defective. According to HotHardware.com, most people appear to be placing blame on the small spring used for the adaptive trigger feature. It's outright failing or becoming dislodged from the proper seating location. The website has also mentioned some people online that have posted complaints. Reddit user MoffTarkin33 posted, "About 1 week into Demon's Souls, I just noticed my R2 trigger abruptly starting activating under the slightest touch, or even controller movement. Inspecting the outside of the controller, the R2 trigger is now significantly looser than the L2. The slightest jiggle will rattle it in its place." There was also a user from Reset Era who complained about issues with the adaptive triggers while playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. They said, "A few days ago, I was swinging around in Miles Morales when I felt the R2 snap and immediately become looser. It was as if whatever was causing the trigger to resist broke, causing it to go back to being a regular, non-adaptive trigger." Continuing the search on Reddit, there's also a user who posted a short video on their DualSense controller where the adaptive triggers are making a consistent clicking noise even when they weren't even touching them. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see that video. You also have another user on Reddit saying, "When I first saw a teardown of the PS5 controller and how the adaptive trigger works, I was very worried it would break easily. Well, on Thursday night, the feedback on my left adaptive trigger stopped working while playing Astro's Playroom. I ordered a new controller, which I'll get Saturday, and I filed an issue with Sony. I hope this is a fluke and not a sign of a persistent issue with new controllers." If you just search on Google for a little bit with the DualSense controller, there are a few more stories regarding issues being had with this controller. All that being said, I'm not sure if this is something to be worried about just yet. The thing is, with any new bit of hardware that is released to the public, there are always going to be some people who have problems with their hardware. That's just the nature of the beast. The big question right now is, how widespread of an issue is this? One of the challenges in determining if this is a real issue or not is the fact that the PS5 is in such short supply, and so because so few people have it, it's kind of hard to gauge just how many of these controllers are experiencing problems. Another challenge with this controller is that there are so many moving parts regarding the adaptive trigger system, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what is causing a lot of the failures, so we kind of just have to wait and see. Right now, only time will tell what will happen with the DualSense controllers, but I can speak for myself and Brendan personally that we have both been using our DualSense controllers for quite some time now, and we've been having an absolutely great experience with it. No issues to speak of so far with any hardware failures, and hopefully it stays that way. If the DualSense does have a severe defect and this becomes a much more widespread issue, I think Sony really needs to be as transparent as possible and issue refunds and take care of the customers as quickly as they can. These things are expensive to replace, and I don't think Sony wants to deal with a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con drift type issue this early on in the console's launch cycle. Especially with so few people having the PS5 right now, you really don't want an issue like this really gaining traction, dissuading other people from picking up the system. All that being said, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the DualSense controller itself, and what are your thoughts regarding the adaptive trigger issue. Also, if you managed to snag yourself a PlayStation 5, what are your personal thoughts on the DualSense controller? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's gimmicky? Do you think it's a massive improvement over the PlayStation 4 controller? Any and all thoughts I would love to hear down below. And with that little bit of news out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the comment of the week. Last week, Brendan made a video about Cyberpunk 2077 and how it was removed from the PlayStation Store. I'll leave a card up top if you want to check that out. And the comment of the week from that video comes from Mr. Krabs, who says, "To be honest, that game was not good."
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
If you didn't like Cyberpunk 2077, I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea, and especially if you got it for the PlayStation 4, having it be borderline unplayable is a super frustrating experience, so obviously your experience can vary. Brendan and myself both have Cyberpunk 2077 for the PC, and I've been loving it. I know Brendan's been loving it. I've personally put in about 50 hours so far right now. Yeah, I'm having a blast, and I'm still trying to complete all of the side gigs and side missions. I thought the story was super fun, and if you're getting it on anything other than PC, I would advise waiting just a little bit until a few more patches come out so that you can get the smoothest experience possible. But thanks again, as always, for the comment. It's always appreciated to hear what everybody's thoughts and opinions are. But yeah, that about does it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. As always, thank you so much for watching the video and checking out the channel. If you like this video, leave a like. It definitely helps the channel more than you think. If you're new around here, consider subscribing and ring that notification bell icon to stay up to date on everything that we are doing. We release new videos every Monday and Saturday and live stream Wednesday nights, usually around 9 p.m. Central Time. This next Wednesday, we'll be streaming some co-op Demon's Souls on the PS5, so that should be a good time. Feel free to hit us up on our social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook. We're even trying to do a little bit more on TikTok as well. But yeah, that's enough rambling out of me. Thank you again so much for watching. My name is Blake, and for all things tech, games, movies, and anything nerdy in between, be sure to subscribe to Digital Cynics. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you next time.